Good morning. Andarki Namaskaram. In the state of Andhra Pradesh, there are 34 scheduled tribal groups with a population of 27.93 lakhs, out of which there are 6 scheduled tribes which are called particularly vulnerable groups. They are having very good rich cultural heritage, tribal cultural research and training mission, unit of Tribal Welfare Department, Government of Andhra Pradesh, taking up the research and documentation of their culture, especially their language forms, dance forms, and preserving their culture and dance forms in the form of showing them through museums in various parts of the state. See, in this direction, the TCR and TM, with the financial assistance of the and guidance of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India, has initiated various documentation of the dance forms. In this direction, we are making all the efforts to maintain the and preserve the propagate the rich cultural heritage of the 34 tribes of the Andhra Pradesh state. Thank you.
Namaste. Different tribal cultures are reflected in their respective diverse dance forms. Andhra Pradesh Tribal Welfare Department is committed to preserve them and to present them to the world outside. Toward that end, it has initiated the audio-visual documentation of them through the Tribal Cultural Research and Training Mission. This initiative is supported by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India. Mayuri is one among those tribal dance forms.
राजी गुणुगा बसा टोला है नीला सोए हाकिया गुणुगा बसा नीला है नीला सोए गुणों से बसा माला है नीला सोए काले कोणी बोले गमा है नीला सोए हेडी मानिगा रे तो भाई है नीला सोए हेडी मानी से रे तो माला है नीला सोए गरीब पाया बोले माला है नीला सोए.
We started from Araku early in the morning, piercing through the thick fog that had enveloped, virtually blinding the entire forest. The drive was to visually document Mayura dance, whose only heirs are the earliest Khon tribals. Slowly, the sun started rising up the horizon. Gradually, the Eastern Ghats started waking up to the sight of brightening light. Winding through the vast forest is seen running an endless serpentine road as we keep moving on and on. Finally, we arrived at Gondiguda village on the border on Andhra Pradesh. If you cross these staggering hills, you step into the state of Odisha. This village is the habitat of the earliest corn tribals. Here, the Mayura dance performance was caught by the eyes of our cameras.
Hey Ramani Varanga Tole Mambu Hey Nila Soe
A distinct dance form confined to the Kond tribal community, Mayura, is on the verge of extinction. Shall we quickly know all about this Kond community?
Whenever thunder rumbles, rain pours down, rainbow arches out, the Konds cheerily believe all that happens only for their sake. Unsullied by the wiles of cunning and craftiness, the Konds are a plain and simple people. The small habitats of Konds are seen strewn around all over the deep forests and dense hills. Most of the villages have no proper approach roads, and some villages can only be reached by walk. Despite all the hardships, Konds find their solace in song and dance. Konds are also known as Samans or Kuvis. Kuvi is the language they speak. They speak Telugu as well. Konds are spread out in all the mandals in the ITDA agency region of Paderu in Visakhapatnam district. They can also be spotted in East Godavari and Srikakulam district. Song is what they love. Dance is what they live.
The villagers here say that Mayura dance had its genesis in their village. They know nothing of its beginning, but they are proud that Kond community is credited for keeping the dance form alive even today, passed on from generation to generation.
గొంతుగులస ఈ భూమికి వచ్చినప్పటికి ఇది మయ్యవరి దినుసు నేర్చుకున్నది. తాత లేనప్పుడు పూతల ఉన్నప్పుడు మాకు అప్పుడు మయ్యవరి దినుసు నేర్పించారు అన్నమాట.
ఇప్పుడుగా మా తాతలు పూతలు అప్పుడు కాసి మేము ఇదే మా పొట్టు వెళ్ళగా ఇక్కడే పుట్టి మేము ఆటలు చేసి ఏం చేసి బతుకుతాను.
ఎక్కడ లేదు సార్ మా డ్యాన్స్ మా ఊరికి ఉంది, గొందిగూడ అని ఉంది. మరి పెళ్ళి అప్పుడు, మెట్రిక్ పండుగ అప్పుడు, విజయనగర పండుగ అప్పుడు అదే సరదా చేస్తాం సార్. అందరు కూడి మనము కోడి కోసే వాళ్ళు కోడి కోస్తారు, మేక కోసే వాళ్ళు మేక కోస్తారు. అప్పుడు మొత్తం అందరు పిలిచి తింటాం సార్. అందరు పిలిచి మీ ఇంటికి మేము తింటాం, మా ఇంటికి మీరు తింటారు, అలాగా పిలిచి తినేసి అప్పుడు సరదా చేసుకుంటాం సార్.
The speciality of this dance form is that only men folk are allowed to perform it. Even the overly elder men show keen enthusiasm to participate in the dance. We were amused to see the elderly folk dancing to the extent their bodies support them.
Long turban around the head going down around the waist and further flowing down to the calf. Lion cloth covering the body from the waist downwards to the calf. Banyan to cover the body from shoulders down to the waist. 2 towels, one in each one hand. Toyangas over the turban and peacock feathers tucked in the back. Jingling bells around the ankles. This is broadly the attire of the Mayura dancers. Dancing without a wee bit of weariness. Enjoying in all the gay abandon. After toiling all day in the fields for livelihood, dance is what truly lifts up their spirits. Mayura dancers perform it entraced just as peacocks do it in the forest. When they bend their bodies, they appear similar to the peacocks. Perhaps that is why it's called Mayura dance.
Hey, baya mare nila baya ma, hey, nila sonana, pedadi jore, pariado. Hey, nila baya ma, hey, nila sonana, pedadi jore. Hey, nila reslema. Nila sonana pedadi jore. Gori manala gotaya. Nila sonana pedadi jore. Gondi gurati gotaya. Nila sonana pedadi jore. Gori manala gotaya.
Mayura dancers perform during weddings and festivals. They dance their hearts out. Dancing through the streets, they entertain the viewers. Mother Earth and the Sun, they begin the dance.
राउती तानागा मारो के माहे नीला सोए हे पूंजी मानेगा रेटो माला है नीला सोए पूंजी मानी से रेटो माला है नीला सोए एंडी मानेगा रेटो नीला है नीला सोए पूंजी मानी से रेटो माला है
Any number of people can participate in this dance. Can anyone resist and repress the joy of dancing? Generally, 20 to 25 people take part in this dance.
सारी बोलू रमा बोलू ए बको तो सीमा बुनीमा सारी बोलू रमा बोलू ए रोंडानी साया कोडा हमला सारी बोलू रमा बोलू ए रोंडानी बड़ा कोडा हमला सारी बोलू रमा बोलू
In this dance, Khons use a wind instrument called perunne. To the accompaniment of the mellifluous music, the dancers perform movements rhythmically. In between the dance, they make cries just as peacocks.
Basike mola bangare lila sona na vera di jore siniki anga singare lila sona na vera di jore ha bara dukula mangaya lila sona na vera di jore basike anga bangare lila sona na vera di jore basi bane adindaya lila sona na vera di jore.
Singing songs relating to the different events of life cycle, the Khons dance together. So exciting a dance form, Mayura is sadly on the periphery of perishing. However, the government is determined to preserve this dance form. Hence, efforts are on to showcase this dance form to the tourists and visitors who flock to Araku.
Pele pele rama boma hey nila sona na vera di jore Raje gono nila basama hey nila sona na vera di jore.
Enjoyed the visual ensemble of Mayura dance? Thank you. Namaste.
Pundi maninga reto mala hai nila soe pundi mani se reto mala hai endi maninga reto nila hai nila soe गुणगा बासा डोला है नीला सोए हाटिया गुणगा